Hello, Fambul. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on whose partner the dunya we find yourself. Welcome to another edition of How They Go Inside the Republic. We midweek program live on CRGM Media, on Facebook, YouTube, and we other social media platforms. We're happy to have you all again today for another lively conversation, discussion, and issues we get for do with the Republic. Thus, we name the program How They Go Inside the Republic. Welcome. So it's going to be an interesting program today. I'm not going to waste time. We'll bring my colleague, the one and only Sylvester T-Boy Duba. Welcome to today's program and tell Fambule Madu.
Hello, welcome to another edition of CRGM Media Live on YouTube and Facebook, and welcome to the Wednesday edition. We now How They Go Inside the Republic. So I'm thinking the way you can call me by my full name, I can scared. Tell Alex, you can not get plan. You cannot get plan for me, but I don't know the plan.
There is no plan except for ask you how they go inside the Republic.
Well, the Republic look okay from your end. I don't know about you, but I think the Republic, we don't watch them for the past couple of months, and the way how things go, we're watching. I can't say much on that, but like I can say no more. Anytime you begin calling me full name, I can wonder what you get from inside the basket.
It's just going to be an interesting program tonight again, and this one concern we all. It concern we within the diaspora, the people within a salon and other parts of the globe. So I hope we viewers them and participants them go join in the conversation, and I ask could I please share and continue for like and subscribe to the channels them so you will get notification once we come live online.
Yeah, one of the most important way you say now for share. If you travel this year, we'll go for it on. Now for share. If you know anybody with travel this year, it's all about share. Because it's very important for me to exactly what we can talk about tonight.
So now that make I ask people, are you ready to travel to Sierra Leone? That's the big question.
Some of us are ready, some maybe aren't, some are getting ready. I don't know what say you're ready, but say when you reach, we'll get place for you.
See, well, for threatening me, don't threaten me. Say, we go, we come. No problem.
You're not going to go say, hey man, we get place for you, safe keep. You know when you're safe.
I'm safe and sound in Sierra Leone. So, well, Fabulem, today program we ask a question. Is Air Sierra Leone viable or a disaster in waiting? And also some people would ask, waiting at Air Sierra Leone. Some man know and some man don't know. But we ask this question because it related to travel to and from Sierra Leone. As you are all aware, it don't take long time. Salon will not get direct flight, either from Europe or from the United States where they go salon. We will get flights that way, either you transit Europe and other African countries before you finally reach your destination. So that it don't be a burden for people. We they travel, the people they do business, the tourists them, the people who want to go invest in Sierra Leone, the one that we want to come out of Sierra Leone. It's just too expensive, one, it's just too challenging and burdensome on people. So that they can make certain people discourage for travel in and out of Sierra Leone. But again, you get for look at your country, why we didn't have this situation. That is one thing we'll get for discuss, how we get here in the first place, waiting government and the people that were responsible for aviation, travel, and tourism don't do, and we will compare them to other countries them where get or within a similar situation, like we say, because sometimes we quick for say, salon we pause, salon because of the war, blah blah blah. These are all genuine concerns and tangible reasons. for some of the things that we cause for those holidays. So, however, there are other countries that within a similar situation or worse off situation, but able to handle certain things. So we'll discuss that. And two, we will talk mainly about where governments don't talk about launching Air Sierra Leone. Two things what we need to clarify. Is this a government-run airline or is it a private entity? Then the third part of the conversation will be, you trust and believe for travel with this new operator, or is the operator going to, function in the first place? Then we move for function and we move for operate. That's not the first thing. The second thing, you get confidence enough for travel with them. So these are the conversation for today's program. And we will monitor the chat group to collect for your own opinions and your own views then on how we push the program go before. Tibo, over to you. You don't lay out the big plan, the big picture plan on within the conversation therefore take, the shape we get for take. So over to you, start the ball rolling.
Okay, thank you very much, Juma, once more for that brief introduction. And I believe, all words you don't talk, very concerning. Like you say, this might be the first, second, or third time because we've heard about this then kind situation there as soon as Salon for possibly well over 20, 30 years. But we all know the history behind Air Sierra Leone, and we believe, Air Sierra Leone, a fleet way beyond the operates about 30, 40 years ago, officially, but we ceased for operates. Nobody knows what's the reason. Everybody got their own myth about why we haven't had an official Air Sierra Leone or Sierra Leone Airlines. There used to be Sierra Leone Airlines. And I remember those days in Freetown, we in Skid, the head office been there. And maybe there's another one, but Juma, you know, saying I got in Skid been there. Sierra Leone Airlines.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm correct. Definitely we will interact there a lot because me go Catiligal, so I'll not say we will go hang out there at some point. But since then, I think it was well before the war. Now we cease forget Sierra Leone Airlines. And when Sierra Leone Airlines fade out, eventually it become Alliance Française at some point, right?
You talk about the building.
Yes, the same building.
Yes.
The same building was switched on to Alliance Française. So basically, now transition and Alliance Française become very prominent in that particular building the way Sierra Leone Airlines been there. But people are asking questions, what went wrong? What thing happened to Sierra Leone Airlines? Well, we still haven't got a vivid, tangible answers to that yet. All man again your story. Some people then say aviation task now not pay. Some people then say because we're able for regulate we properly. So everybody has their story. We yet to know exactly what's in the right story, what to make Sierra Leone Airlines cease for fly. In those days, we were having direct flights from Sierra Leone to all parts of the world. I think America was a bit of a struggle, but Europe and UK, we had a Sierra Leone airline. 19 they get KLM, we get the American airline, they fly Salon every other week. So it was very much like a norm within any society where if they don't develop. But not just that, we also been get air taxis, then we be fly within the sub-regions. In Sierra Leone, we been get Baloba, we been get African air taxi. We been get privilege for fly back and forth because of the kind of area they have been there. You only get for fly or you go by speedboats. If you see they do road, it was very much challenging. They want to be live on the Bond axis. Of course, Kono been get their own airfield. Kenema get an airfield. Bo been get of course, you get a few one waiting at the area, but those were the three prominent: Kono, Bo, Kenema, and Bond. So flying aviation back in the days was like any normal situation as Sierra Leone. But one thing where we see is for understand as Salona the fact say, as much as the world they develop, Salon they underdevelop. So if we don't come off from that era, we even may they fly air taxis within Sierra Leone. Now it practically strange for make you understand. Say we don't even get the flights. We're in a government owned for well over 30 years plus, and nobody can give you a straight answer. We've seen a couple of catch out flight that we don't fly for go salon with a non-give name, the non-brand, and non-do, they don't do that. But the one way they don't try for brand as Air Sierra Leone or Sierra Leone Airlines have never worked. Why? Now, like a cross to the country, or not something we don't go wrong with and can't fix, or it's just the fact that people are not taking it seriously anymore, so they take we for granted, or they know you for look at the possible business aspects of information and realize the need for come together and put together a proper flights we go for transport Sierra Leoneans them all over the world and make them not just for flying, but safe, secure, and more or less get the best form of hospitality we you go deserve as Sierra Leonean. We yet to see that happen. So like Rejo, I don't say, what's the problem? Is this something that we believe in or something that we don't believe in? Or is this something that is just a myth? Or we need to find answers, and those answers are still yet not being answered by the people that we're supposed to answer. We don't get series of different ministers of aviation. We don't get different directors of aviation. We don't get plenty of people away experienced, inexperienced, knowledgeable, and unknowledgeable, a lot. But we still haven't been able to identify the problem. So today's discussion is not just about highlighting some of the concerns, but we also need to find out about what went wrong, where we still able for secure a Sierra Leone Airlines, we for fly Sierra Leoneans them in and out of Sierra Leone, because the passengers are there. Because if I tell you say passenger are not there, I lie, then they. And people have the money to fly from Sierra Leone and go anywhere in the world. But we are still struggling. So Juma, at least I will left and first because this now like a plenty discussion we'll get for begin, talk about the various different areas, then we feel to say get concerned before we come out to the actual concern itself. We make we decide to put this program together today. So over to you.
Thank you so much, T-Boy. And finally, people understand the context and the perspective and background, how we did today. Of course, as you state, we will talk about history from where we get sense and able to understand how aviation and airline operations, they work on salon, which we remember how the tourism sector been boom in the 80s. We all know. Say, of course, you can get Sierra Leone Airline, you get later the name changed to Sierra Leone Airways. So all of those names, you had those. Salon been getting your own fleet where they operate. It may not be plenty, but they been getting your own where Salon they operate. All of a sudden, everything come to a ground halt.
For some reason, my camera is still on shut.
Would they see you? Would they see you?
So it's only you on the final broadcast for now. So I think we need to fix it.
It's been adjusted now.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You know, with all those names and everything, the industry itself or the sector, the aviation sector in Sierra Leone just come to a ground halt, meaning operated by government. But we all know some of the reasons. One, it get to do with IMF, then conditionalities. We then say governments not for operate companies. If you notice, there was a time where a lot of parastatals, government parastatals, they may get foreclosed because IMF, World Bank, then conditionalities say governments not to business entity, therefore try to offload them to a private sector. So the aviation, transportation, and all of that. But the interesting thing we go know, the Sierra Leone aviation, industry like Sierra Leone Airways or Sierra Leone Airline, they put them out for sale up to the time where me member in recent times, as early as in the last 5 to 10 years, they're not able to buy them. Why? Because business viable for a lot of investors them in the sense the debts they would get for inherit, like you stated earlier, bokun up and debts, taxes overseas, dues they were supposed for pay, people they were owe service providers. So if any company been get for buy them and run them as Sierra Leone Airline or Sierra Leone Airways, they inherit all that debt they come after you. So as a result of that, nobody able for buy them for run them as Sierra Leone Airways or Sierra Leone Airline. So then they answer your question, if you see different names, then they come up. Like under the APC government, you been get which is where they can't test say fly salon. And they back walking up, getting kaput. Now we don't hear Air Sierra Leone. So you see how the names change?
Yeah.
They're nobody not able to buy the brand and operate Sierra Leone Airlines or Sierra Leone Airways. One, because of debt. Two, obviously, regulations will able to meet them. So those are some of the reasons. However, the private sector parts do a lot, like you stated. You will get a lot of credible, air operators them where they operate na salon either directly or through the agents they're within at home. Up until the war started in 1991, but that's still not been get that much impact until, if I can remember, 1997, where we get the AFRC coup. After, well, a little bit, the 1996 coup, but a lot's been go and return. But during the 1997 coup, a lot of companies then closed down. Like the KLM, for example, they stop operations in Sierra Leone until we then want for resume again recently through partnership with, I don't know if na Air Morocco or other company. You look again, the likes of Sabina, British Caledonia, for example, stopped operations around that 1997 term day, or British Airways, they stopped because their office was at, Insai Standard Chartered Bank Day. Now they help. So they stopped operation during 1997. So they never came back until I think recently again, British Airways begin go salon either directly or through a third party, but it wasn't sustainable. They stopped. I don't know whether during Ebola or during COVID-10. So they stopped operations. Brussels, as we know now, was Sabina. Sabina Airlines operates up until 2001. That was their last operations. They stopped operations, and now we are Air Brussels or Brussels Airlines. And Wilberforce Street. Before now, they don't move go to George Street or so. So we don't struggle. We don't see how other countries they align. Specifically, say the last 10 years, the prominent one has been what? Air Morocco. Air Morocco don't come, they don't bamboo sweep, they don't do all kinds of things. They put people there, they go there, they put you at the airport for 14 hours, then they treat you like a slave, them, all kinds of things. But one are the most affordable for Sierra Leoneans, and the one way they be aware than a salon with all the regulations. How they're doing it, I don't know. Now,
no, Juma, with Air Morocco, I just want to kind of quick with Air Morocco. With Air Morocco, I think what they don't do for Sierra Leoneans, regardless of their malpractices, them or things that really happen with something, not okay with everybody, because I know so many people that have suffered some amounts of luggage going astray or delayed flights, or being left at the terminal for hours without being looked at. I understand all of the issues, and they were now of very serious concern to Sierra Leone, especially travelers then, because you're paying, you should have a quality service for what you're paying for. But they've always been there when the world turned their backs on us. That is one thing I gave them. I give them that credit there to the fullest, because I remember during Ebola, all flights were cancelled and terminated going into Sierra Leone. Air Morocco was the only flight. Before you can get Kenya Airways, we can support them small. They're not just small no more. But Air Morocco was the only flight flying into Sierra Leone twice or 3 times a week. Back and forth. They took all the risk. They took all the protective measures then for make Ebola not come inside Morocco, especially people who travel from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone Freetown became a very, like a center of everything, but still, they did not stop their flights coming in and out of Sierra Leone. They had serious issues with the West, especially in the UK, because most of the travelers that were coming from Sierra Leone, the transit now Morocco, Casablanca, and then change flights come inside London. So even when we did travel during that period, and when you get to London, they will ask you all sort of questions, whether you're coming from Sierra Leone or if you come up from any of the Ebola hotspots countries, them with Salon, Liberia, Guinea, Salon, Liberia, Guinea, where the pinpoint countries, then with them, they ask you questions if not they come up. And Salon become worse. Where you come out Salon, where you can't even quarantine, but Air Morocco stood by us.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Say Air Morocco, then be aware that with we. Then be aware that with we. Now, like I say, regardless of all the complaints, they've been there and they've been the most affordable compared to the other one there. But fast forward in recent years, well, let me take one important factor in where be aware that with we for a long time was an operator, Kevin McPhillips.
Yep, McPhillips.
Name him as an individual because he operates different, he serves as agent for different airlines then.
Airline them, yeah.
So for a long time during that we war era there, Kevin McPhillips in what you call him, in your own agency way be they run because he not been get plane where they charter, in your own charter flights them run a Salon for a long time. Salon, Gambia, and Liberia. But for Salon, it was, Kevin McPhillips was the known name, the known person.
Yeah, he was, and he was doing extremely well in Sierra Leone. And again, a lot went wrong during those eras. A lot went wrong. But like you say, the Kevin McPhillips era did what they had to do, but they were brought down by so many challenges, which until we're not going to talk now on air.
We're part of family source. And the government, they take all the minister, them or people, then they party, then they family, then and girlfriend, then they at the plane, they're not the pay. So, the man be here for one away commodity. It's amount of business. Can
you imagine then they put 20 or 30 passengers on a flight on a pro bono basis for, say, government they pay? And you can't run a business like that. So some of the reasons they will make we airline tickets, then they go up under Kevin McPhillips. It was an imposed decision, possibly by the airline by the airline operator say, well, if the losses $50,000 on passengers, then we something they getting money 6 months or 1 year later, I might as well put that cost into the passenger the way they get. If I put 10 pounds per each passenger, then I will make me £50,000 back in the next 6 months. So that's possibly why.
You're not even sure say you go get them at all.
Well, because that's not even definite. That's not definite. Because when you go for a call less than sketching, you say then go shut you down. So you get for look at the benefits. So say if they lost 50 grand and they make 200,000 pound profits, you go let go the 50,000 and make you 200,000. So it was a serious challenge. So some of the issues them not so because of the concern they would raise when aviation concern or taxes or debt. Is also bad business practice by governments of Sierra Leone and businesses that are running in Sierra Leone when able to go through this sort of discipline for run an airline. So over to you, Juma. Sorry for that.
Yeah, so you get that. I see, of course, Shiba mentioned Gambia bad. Of course, you been get Gambia Airlines, self will be the operators alone, Gambia bad. Then Ghana Airways been the go Salon. A lot of flights then been the go to Salon. But during that war time, everything just changed. And like you say, bad business practices make other people run away and feel say they get better option at other countries then. Waiting happen at the end of the day, which they try to point out, all them compounding issues then they make Salon loss the benefit with them for being get in getting more flights to the country. So within that cause again, they make sure say whoever they go in, they hike the costs. Ticket price they go up. When ticket price go up, now may you get for filler. It can reach now recently, of course, government can increase or add all the other extra fees here, now the aviation or, sector, make travel even worse pass how we been there. Then be they manage reforce, then now they can add tariff and cost them, so make them go up. Which happen, we kill them back out, then say they come again. Air France waiting, then say they know they come again. Even Brussels threaten say they no go operate in a saloon again. So we're not able to sustain what we been get. We try to introduce something new where we not even know how to start. So how would we get it correct? How we get them correct? We hear about new airports. We will not say not terminal, but they term it airport. And we ask the question, why do we need a new terminal which cost me $270 million? People are all kinds of things, we not like salon, we not like good thing for the country. Now we get the new terminal, we not get plane there with the candy. We don't have planes that comes there. I don't know how many flights there with the Canada saloon for the week. I doubt if all the flights then combine in a saloon for the week if you reach 10. For the week in Sierra Leone, where other countries there you will get hundreds and hundreds of flights a day. We own if you combine them for the week, I doubt if it reach 10. Now correct me if I'm wrong, when they fly every day. So this don't be a bigger problem now. People they complain. But the government still not try for make concession, because a creative government, you go look what you go do for make life easier on your people them. You make the slow penny than than that big money where they can meet you in 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years. Proper businessman, I think that they go do the slow but quick penny with the coming. I rather make $1 profit every day than wait for make $500 profit in 6 months. Because that $1 profit they add up. If I get 500 passengers they travel every week or every day, $1 profit, now almost done the boku. Then I get 50 passengers them where they travel every month. So if you do the math, business-wise, I'm not sure say it makes sense for just add taxes from people them and discourage businesses, because that's exactly what has happened. But lead us on now to Usa with the boy. We don't hear Air Sierra Leone. Bam! And
so this lead us all from what? Evil, and deliver us from what? Juma, complete the verses the way they found it, so man.
Lead us from evil and lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from
evil.
For thy is thy
kingdom. So, but now, I didn't know to gospel can preach now. So.
You know why they preach gospel? You know why they preach gospel? For few reasons. One, because the gospel was the what it says so is exactly what we are praying for not to happen.
For them deliver us from evil.
Thank you. For thou is the kingdom. The power and the glory can save us from the what they talk about. So that's why I am reading these passages of the Bible when the Lord's Prayer, right?
So now you pray. So the prayer they okay make all the travel, the prayer Al-Fatiha, we read the Lord's Prayer, the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd, all that thing then the Ayat al-Kursi they read before begin travel till each night don't begin so.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
So,
the reason for that, now for start the ball rolling for those that are going to take a chance of a lifetime.
We will lead us into temptation.
Thank you. But they don't want to deliver us from the evil that we are anticipating to happen. So that is exactly why I'm reading these verses. Well, like you say, coming into the program, proper, Air Sierra Leone. I think I remember a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine sent me a video about the official launching of Air Sierra Leone. And they were doing other form of media promotional stuff from various different media outlets in Sierra Leone, individuals who possibly think they are bloggers that have a page or they have a Facebook page or they can hold a camera and take videos and talk about stuff. We are also promoting this concept, like it's a very good concept of Sierra Leone flying their own fleets. But when you look at the reality of this particular promotional, I will not say game, but promotional campaign with Emidepa, I listened to few of the panelists that made direct statements. And those direct statements state, this is not a government-owned business. Government is basically supports the initiative. Okay. But it is a private entity that owns Fly or Air Sierra Leone. That's one. Two, the aviation department in Sierra Leone or the aviation company or whatever it is in Sierra Leone, they help for facilitate and encourage Air Sierra Leone for become a successful fleet business way for kickstart within the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
So they have gone through extreme form of discussion, dialogue, putting things in place, making sure that all the modalities are right, going through all the protocols. So they have spent a lot of time for make sure so they put this together. And one thing where they endorse, now the fact say, the government is fully in support of the operations of Fly Sierra Leone.
No, left for Air Sierra Leone.
Air Sierra Leone. The government is in full support for make sure say Air Sierra Leone become a successful business. And even the CEO or the proprietor of the business itself made a statement, and I listened to his statement as well, that he's very happy that Sierra Leone is supporting it and he's willing to bring in business. And I guess he's Nigerian because he sounds Nigerian anyway. But you can see the fairness in their discussion, the fairness in their interviews that they were giving out on that day, the press reviews that we had, the press promos from various different outlets. It was
full PR.
It was proper. And you have no reason to doubt this initiative.
You not reason for doubt them, but maybe get reason for doubt them.
Well, again, me not they always get reason for doubt anything until I put it into test, which is what I did exactly on that day. On the promotional videos, they highlighted the website is up and running and they are looking for suitable Sierra Leoneans who have knowledge in either aviation, hospitality, or have worked within the aviation industry should apply because they rather choose or employ Sierra Leoneans first before going elsewhere. The website is supposed to be up and running. That was my first test. Because whenever anything happens and you provide a website, I'll check it first and make sure that it is up and running. Because if you are looking for recruiting people, there is only one place you can go is on the website. And unfortunately, I don't know for now, but on that same day when I checked, the website was not working. So the person that sends me the video, I just replied to that person. And I asked him, how would you promote something like this and you're sending it to people when you yourself haven't checked the legality, the reality, or the consistency of what has been said on this video in actual life. I said, even the website is not working. And the person replied, he said, T1 myself don't check her. He said, I go stop for sharing straight away. Because to me, it is not his fault because he don't know, say, X and Y and Z not operate. But me get for prove whether this legit, because if you post something, I always say to people, don't put anything that has to be researched if you don't have it there. Because it begin dent your credibility of what you say don't happen. So if you see, I tell you, say, go yonder, it did it. Either I don't put on there, or 110% believe say they don't put on there. And I don't see them. So that was my first bone of contention. Like, hold on a sec. Okay. The second one is, then go begin sell tickets right towards the end of October. Which means in November, ticket sales will have been up and running, and the 4th of December, you get the first international flight from Lunge to London.
London
Gatwick, and all other European destinations. And I think in January or February or March, now in the American fleets, they start operation because they still haven't been able to complete the modalities surrounding the American flights. Okay. But not just saying that, the ticket price was too good to be true. Whether it was a discount or concession or first come, first serve, or the first 100, the first one, I don't know what it was. But the ticket price was too good to be true. $700 return flight to Sierra Leone.
The UK.
Or to wherever you're coming from, Europe or London. Now I said to myself, if there are some mistake, begin sell tickets today. It is sold out in about an hour. So I begin put two to two together, and I begin realize, I don't think I'm comfortable enough to talk about this. Luckily for me, I bumped into a friend of mine like 2 weeks ago, and he's training to become a pilot. And he asked me, T-boy, what do you think about this flight? And I said, me man, you're not a pilot, you don't go apply when you go. You don't go apply when you go give work. Because you already don't pass you pilot test. Now I see you, they fly then small jets, they inside UK. So apply. He said, no, I know I apply you, but I'm not sure. So this is somebody who is training to become a pilot. Not even himself was too sure about the process of having fly Sierra Leone or Air Sierra Leone, Juma.
T-boy, family where they watch.
Correct me, man.
Against Air Sierra Leone.
Air Sierra Leone. So basically, I'll be 110% sure whether Air Sierra Leone not a reality. But that is just what I think was concerning. But saying that, we don't know whether it's true, and the kind of rumors that we made within the past couple of days, they really shock me, and I begin to think, say, hold on a sec. Let's check this, because a few pictures that I see, but we'll let them first see Juma. Then I will make me comment about the pictures.
So coming to, as like as usual, you see stuff floating around on social media, but you don't pay attention. Me na bury na go. Okay, this bury go get pro-government people in there. So now we all drive together, go to the cemetery from the mosque and come back to the repass. And I'll tell you, say, the conversation will dominate from the mosque to the repass inside the Mutskaro Binde. Now this airline business, this Air Sierra Leone, boastfully, but I don't see, we knew airline, this, that. So they brought my attention to it. But as always, me, I don't lie by you. Anything we can say innocent until proven guilty, but me with Twitter, I don't see this government the last 6 years. Anything we then say they are guilty before proven innocent, based on experience. I say, we discussed this. I tell them, I say, this one at Air Sierra Leone is going to be the same as LEC, free and quality education. It's going to be the same as Hands of Our Girls. It's going to be the same as, waiting at the thing, free sanitary pads. Now that kind, it will be the same as Tomabom Rice project. Now, so I like it now. I say, me don't put now, say, una prove me wrong. Now that stands the me don't take. Because me no say, you cannot, there is no way you will put together modalities in place for able for put, plans in place for operate an airline where they run Sierra Leone with a new brand and everything within 3 months. It's not going to happen. Even the countries, they outside and get the money, where they get everything. They go in a minimum of 2 to 3 years or 5 years work that behind the scenes, we're able for actualize them. Then outside they get the money, then they get the technical people, the expert, then they get all the resources the way they need. It takes that long to put it together. So you cannot tell me, say they can launch Air Sierra Leone within 3 months and you begin ferry people, from Freetown to Gatwick to Waiting. Because the regulations first, now Gatwick, now the UK. For let you go through that scrutiny, they say you're able, what you call them, they're able to approve, you stamp of approval and say, yes, you get right for fly Insai, fly Komotia, go out. That take months and years for able to go through that process. This is not where they go register UKK or Okada na Sierra Leone Roads Authority. Not so like that. Not so like when you go take passport na immigration, you go today get Antuma. It's not like that. Because everything around airline is about safety. They want to be 100% sure about the safety. So, but as usual, when people started asking genuine questions or putting forward genuine concerns, pro-government people started attacking people. Una not like salon. Una not like good thing for the country. Una did this, that. The president, they do this, una no one for do. So, even government, who said God come up behind them, they started presenting it as government-run airline. Until like when you say, when you go where and do that press conference, where they try for clarify that. But the majority of propaganda will be they go, see, we government don't bring new airline car. So me no say, they work like that. We started doing research on the owners of this Air Sierra Leone. Okay. They mentioned him, we search the name, link her with XeJet. That's the name of this particular individual in company in Nigeria. So we know it's a Nigeria-owned company. Say, okay, well, maybe now somebody will just see business opportunity. I say, I don't like the banks, the way they expand, go salon, the UBAs, the Access banks, most of those banks where Zenith banks, we go link with Nigeria where they operate in a salon. Oh, yeah, in a business opportunity, you don't see a gap, you want to fill them in. Fine, well and good. But the first question we may get, why do you run it as Air Sierra Leone, where you already get XeJet? Why you not make less XeJet can operate in Sierra Leone? If XeJet is that credible, and XeJet they operate in Nigeria from Nigeria to England, why you not make XeJet you can expand them to Sierra Leone? Why you can't open Air Sierra Leone? That was the first question I had. Because you don't want to hear about XeJet where they travel to England one day. So if XeJet never travel from Nigeria to England, why is XeJet not, if XeJet never travel from Nigeria to England and they're not able to travel from Salon to England, why can't change the name to Air Sierra Leone? All right. So now watch was this question here. Somebody said the original MOU was signed in 2022 and the name of the parent company is XeJet. Correct, Victor. Thank you so much for confirming that. So MOU was signed, XeJet. So why change the name? Why not just operate XeJet? We already get the platform, get the infrastructure, get everything where it take. Everything. Why start something new when you get an existing infrastructure? So for me, that was a red flag for us. Okay, well and good. Let's say, a business strategy and all of that, new market and other things. That's all excusable. Okay. Let's say even with the fleet, you can charter because like Kevin, I can bring Kevin McPhillips come up. Kevin McPhillips not get plane. Kevin McPhillips, na charter, it be the charter. Or buy seats from existing, tour operators. That's how he was operating, based on my own knowledge. I might be wrong. I don't know the technical terms that they use, but based on my own understanding, how I've studied and concepts, how they operate. He operated. So maybe Air Sierra Leone self, now that way they want to operate. Okay. Like T-Boy stated, although maybe already get me doubts, I say let them prove me wrong. T-Boy, I say let give them the chance. But me not be able to understand. Even if not charter flights, like when say at one point, they started for say that they do charter flights for Kengo people, they go left some side and able for return them or something like that. All that kind scam they don't see. So if not be charter flights, say just for holiday or one-off kind of thing, waiting at the mechanism, like you say, inside people they buy tickets, would I go answer if there's an issue like Marie MC asked earlier? If something go wrong, whose side are they go? If me don't buy me tickets, then some tell me booking confirmation wrong. Or I try for book and able, who that they call? Who send at the call center? Who send at the customer service who I will call for the help with? Is anything like that anywhere in Sierra Leone, in Nigeria, virtually somewhere else? No. So how would you start advertising and selling tickets where you not don't get them platform also in place? See where you take notes, right?
Yes, I am.
Right. So if you not don't get all this in place, how you gonna begin advertise for sell tickets? And look at the time frame. When they get this meeting or this conference, now between September, October, for begin fly early, the first week of December. So that means within 2 months, if we're able to sell tickets and everything, I don't know if I go buy ticket now London, I go buy on this website or now this agents now they go buy to. You know the agent if I go buy tickets to T-Boy from London?
No, I don't. Now the website you buy from, I think.
Okay, so they buy from the website. And you said confirm, say you check the website is non-functional.
No, they function now. I just check out about it. Yeah, they function now, but still the function is not 100% because
you get signed for book.
Well, signed for book, but no seats available.
Okay, so excited for book, but seats not available.
Almost not available. Yeah, that's correct.
Almost for ticket at the website, right? Now we can check.
I not get ticket price. There is no ticket price on the website.
So they don't sell all the tickets then?
I don't know.
If seats not available, we say they don't buy, they don't sell. Who they buy it?
I don't know. I don't know. No, can't give me a couple of big there. I don't tell you. I don't know. No, but you see, what you highlight is so true. Because again, you don't raise all the concerns them. The points 1, points 2, point 3 of where to buy tickets, what happened, customer service, where who do you hold accountable if something goes wrong? The policy of Gatwick Airways, I mean, Gatwick Airport sanction you for fly 120-something seater flight from Sierra Leone to London is questionable because again, it's either a private flight but not a commercial flight. So we're thinking about, well, how do you feel that sort of flight? Do we have that sort of capacity of a flight that is that small for a passenger flight from Sierra Leone to the UK non-stop. It's roughly about 5 hours journey, right?
Yeah,
and
5,
we all
6.
realize those planes are always 747. The capacity of the flights coming from Sierra Leone that goes direct. Even the one that come off from well, okay, let I leave the first. Okay, let I leave the first. All right. No, but yeah. the possibilities of all the questions you've asked is real. Do we have those answers? Is another question. You say the owner should have actually came with his own flight, na salon way they know him for. Why rebrand it to
the name XeJet or whatever?
Yeah. So why rebrand? Well, again, I don't feel to say the rebranding it could be a bad idea because it's like if
I'm not saying a bad idea, but I have a question why.
Oh yeah. Of course, we know the question behind it. We know the question behind it.
Again, so it's a new entity altogether. But somebody answered it good. Tidal will say because it will sound more credible. Maybe.
Well, that's what I want to say. It gives the business more credibility if you say Air Sierra Leone. Then you don't get more credibility. So wow, this is one of ours. And then go paint and green, white and blue. Even endorse the country in emblem panel. But that's just a marketing strategy.
Yeah, always say it's good.
Yeah, but the marketing strategy is right. Then you can't take it away because anybody who wants to do anything right now with the brand them as a Sierra Leone entity, then yes. If now something where Sierra Leoneans in the die or crave for, you will make the money because everybody wants to support their own brand. So if you do something, we get a link to your country brand, you go support them. And airlines, we know for say they pay exorbitant amount of money for travel every year, especially when it comes to the particular season there. So you get thousands and thousands of Sierra Leoneans flying all over the world. Alexa the ticket, you still have possibly a couple of thousands of Sierra Leoneans going back home to celebrate either Christmas or New Year. So it is a must that they will buy that ticket. And I remember what happened a couple of years ago when we have a chartered flight. We not rich, some not rich, some come, some not come. So there are so many issues. A couple of weeks ago, I had a flight actually left Lagos and end up in Manchester. Why? Because they couldn't allow them landing either at Heathrow or Gatwick.
Right, yeah.
They did not allow them landing because either they were late or something went wrong. But guess what? They sent them all the way to Manchester. And the passengers refused to get off the plane. Their destination was not Manchester. And they have the right to riot. They have the right to protest. But again, look at the situation. How do you get your money back? Even where Air Morocco is so organized, standardized, and up to scratch with all them policies, with everything where they get like a top notch, but you still struggle for get refund for lost baggage. You will still struggle to get your money back for something that goes wrong with their flight or with something that you possibly did not get a service for what you've paid for. You just struggle to get that money there. And this is like a structured industry that has run for decades. Mm-hmm. Now imagine you have a flimsy one that is just coming from the skeletons that you didn't even know what it is. They can run fleets from Sierra Leone. You don't know who is going to be.
So the first question Mekami said they ask, is XeJet operating a flight from Nigeria to the UK, from Nigeria to other European countries, from Nigeria to the United States? If the answer is no, we will ask why they're not operate the yanda. Because Nigeria get more customers, you understand? It's more attractive for travel to and from. Again, you understand what I mean? You make more money in Nigeria. So if you're not able to operate the, why? That's my first question.
Okay. Your question is valid. Yes? And the reason why I say your question is valid is because you make that kind of relation to why you're not flying the same XeJet flights or whatever it is to other parts of African countries or other parts of European countries directly from Nigeria. That's a valid question. But if you look at the business strategy, sometimes you might want to move your business structure to another location.
Well and good.
So, yes, the questions can be asked, if you have an answer to the question, then yeah, maybe you will be seen as legit.
So the question is not to the investor or the business operator. I asked the question for see if governments actually do their due diligence. Because they come to the issue. If governments actually do their due diligence, then for them forget answer to them questions here. Like how Victor said, they don't sign MOU from 2022.
Just mentioning Victor. Victor seems to be very much inclined into this opinion.
He got vast knowledge in that industry, not just that industry, but the transportation industry. We all know that.
Okay.
You understand? So I value knowledge, and you they see. Waiting supposed for happen by using the name Air Sierra Leone, using it to cloud other things.
Is it possible to have Victor on a phone call?
I don't know. If he says yes, definitely we'll be happy to.
Victor, we are throwing it at you. Do you mind to join the conversation so we can share your voice as one of the opinion on this particular project or on this particular program? Because the knowledge that you're sharing online is very good. And again, we want to have a discussion so that we can get things right and iron it properly. So your contribution will be very meaningful to possibly everybody that is going to watch this program and beyond. Because we don't want people to be left out. We don't just want to hear your...
Victor says he's available.
Okay, fine. You can send his number and then we can call him.
Our technical man, are you able to facilitate a call or is not possible from your end? Yes? Okay, all right. He's in the car, we will tell you just now.
Okay,
Victor,
no problem.
Hold on there whilst we get confirmation. Let me go back to the thing. So for me, T-Boy, it's about the due diligence first. One, for understand first is if governments actually do their work where they're supposed to do. They just did not get excited, or they actually did their work and find out some of these things and decided to keep quiet about it, thinking say Sierra Leoneans don't go ask. So for me, that's the thing I get concerned about. Yes, go ahead.
Your question valid when you make a directive to governments. But one thing where I want to look at, a government is an institution that always wants to provide for his citizens, right? So basically, what they might have looked at, I am not saying that is exactly what has happened. I'm just assuming now. There's an opportunity here where sometimes the aviation industry don't they crave for years. We don't see when they come, two they go. Okay, then an individual walked into your premises thinking, I have an investment proposal. Okay, what is it? I've got a flight that I want to start to run from Sierra Leone to Europe. Oh, really? How can that be possible? Let's sit on the table and have a discussion. If you pitch the right message to somebody who is craving for an industry to thrive, they will fall for it. And again, you will not go the extra mile to look at the loopholes that might be existing. Because the reason being...
That is not correct.
No. Except if there are dangers. We're going to compromise the livelihood. I'm just assuming.
Let interject. In this instance, the airline business, flying or transportation, the first thing where they're very particular about is safety. The safety of your people, your citizens come first, because the role of a government, not just to provide, but to make sure you provide safety for your people. Okay? Because of that, and you as a government, you look at business opportunity or for solve a problem where they can create more problem. Let's go back to something quick whilst we wait for get green light from the technical team here, so regarding Victor. Remember, I can't remember the dates now. I don't know whether it was 2007 or before that. We get helicopter operators in Sierra Leone, okay, where cost the lives of 21 Togolese citizens.
And that could have been any one of us. That could have been me.
Exactly. And then 21 Togolese then can't play football at home. They use helicopter for come out from Mamioko, from Radisson Blue to Lunge, when about 5, not more than 15 minutes with helicopter, not more than 15 minutes. then crash, then die, 21 people them. Why? Because the helicopter they operate at the time, then we don't condemn an old Russian helicopter, safety issue, problem, but the minister, Prince Harding, when I mean the Minister of Transport and Aviation at the time, they all ignored the safety part of things and risked 21 people, foreigners, their lives then. I had traveled with that helicopter multiple times. I know when
Juma, you get mine though.
Because that was the only way. You not been get
no, that was not the only way. There are other ways.
And they come.
Nah,
You not been.
I tried it once, and I never attempted it anymore.
But we not been get what you call that in judge them thing where they.
No, but Ferry been there.
But Ferry not be reliable. That was the thing.
Put lock up in there. Ferry been there run.
Ferry not be reliable. And they come. Ferry not be reliable. It was during the war time where the road to Port Lock are not safe. Those are all the things you need to take into consideration.
The time then where you talk so is slightly different from the time when me begin use them.
And
going back to records, I might not name, but going back to records, I know somebody who resigned their position under that same ministry because of some of the issues them where you know being agree with on the transportation policies the way they put in place. And that person, if I tell you now that you could be shocked. But he resigned in position because he couldn't stand the policies the way government be they implement that particular time day. So he had to resign. So, but again, if you bought that helicopter the regular times,
yes,
why you take risk?
Well, that was the means of transportation to Lunga at the time if you want to fly out of the country. Okay. Apart from the UN helicopters using for go upline, for go walk, that in the aside, at least down in the for say. But this one why they tell you so we get accident with people, 21 people die because of safety issues. We ignored it. That is why we are concerned about anything they bring come to Salone where you're not sure about. That was one. Two, the days of West Coast, West Coast. Femi, you ready for me? All right, check one more thing. All right. T-Boy, the time when we get West Coast Airline. T-Boy, are you there? Oh, Victor is joining us. Okay. Oh, well, that's nice. The time when you get West Coast Airline, where they fly from Salone to Gambia, when they go inside, smoke they full up. Inside, and I hear you luggage then now they sit down. You only luggage, so some man they sit down top luggage. Plane not able for land na Lunge. When you sit like that, then you understand why safety is a concern. We're not asking because we hate it, but we want it to be right before it's done. We want to welcome one of the guests, Victor, participants will help with the conversation, and they don't agree or kindly join we. They come. Let we know when we technical man ready for bring and coming. Victor, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to discuss these issues. Having been an air traffic controller in Sierra Leone almost 45 years ago.
Well, thank you so much. So who is better than you to give us the history, to guide us, and to maybe build the confidence if you think there is one for this Air Sierra Leone. So over to you. I left the ball rolling with you.
Okay, now I listen to what you say. Let's go back to history. The first thing we talk about, you ask why we not able to get Sierra Leone Airways.
Yes.
Right. The time when me working on Lunga, I was in Lunga 70 to 79. We had Sierra Leone Airways where they made a flight at Skylander. Yeah. Then an internal flights. So we get Tongo, we get Kabbalah, we got Tikonko, we get Bonth. So now the aerodrome the Nando will be the go with. Now, waiting be happen at that time, Sierra Leone been get an agreement with British Caledonian Airways because that was a major carrier.
Yeah.
So what will they do? When the plane they left London for Camp Freetown, they fly with a call sign of British Airways, British Caledonia. But when they come up Freetown, we go back to London, they fly with the call sign of Sierra Leone Airways. Sierra Leone Airways not ever operate regional flights or international flight, we always get partnership. Later on, we do partnership with Air Jordan, when Kevin McPhillips in Duan. We also do partnership with Air Lingos, when the Irish airline. Now, what's happening when we get that Sierra Leone Airways Day? Because it's akin to a flag carrier, a national carrier. I will explain what I mean. So if we operate under a national carrier, even if a third party will get, the liability is on the government for fulfill all the financial regulations. So there was a lot of problems in terms of meeting landing schedule in Heathrow, in Gatwick, because when you miss your landing schedule, then they fine you.
Right.
Then also thing for pay, landing fees, and also fuel and everything. So that was why we were banned. So there's no way we can operate Sierra Leone Airways as a national airline. What's going to happen is that even in most countries then they frown on national airline now, right? Because one day when they run on national airline, like Kenya Airways, they will get partnership with KLM. Ethiopia is the big brother. I'll give you an example. Ethiopia just launched a new airline at Congo.
Yes.
Air Congo. When they supply the plane and everything. So we not go able to operate an airline. Then what's happening in the airline industry? Because they tell me work in Lunge, we get over 15 airlines the way they operate from all over. I can name them. From all parts, Lufthansa, Middle East Airline, Cubana Airways, Air Afrique. We can get UTA and Air France merge. Mm-hmm. The same way British Caledonian and British Airways merge. So we can get all the one and day. But with time, things are changing. So now that's not the problem. Now, Air Sierra Leone is a flag carrier, not a national airline. It is out of pride they make a flag carrier. What do I mean by flag carrier? It's just like we'll get shipping. You get shipped the way get flags of convenience. Ship the way they operate with Sierra Leone flag. Yeah, but they are privately owned. Now the same thing with Air Sierra Leone. So it's a flag carrier, not a national carrier. But there's a lot of things the way they come out to it must make people be speculative and cause for concern. Because if you go back, at least in detail, when they come, they say they get 3 phases, right? Phase 1 was the regional flights.
Okay.
And for that regional flight, they get an Embraer 145, when I had the controversy. Then they get 2 Boeing. But then, when you get a regional flight, what did they say at the regional flight? You get for compete with existing regional carrier like Air Peace, and Sky. And this idea for say for make salon for up, who that go and come up Ghana can't free time for travel go London?
Thank you.
Or you come up Gambia for can't free time for that is a no-brainer. But they don't announce when the regional airline they take place. Because then they be the first step. Before that, they go to number 2. Mm-hmm. When are the easiest option? The number 2, now the London flights. And then the way they can do it easy for operate. Now, like what McPhillips they do. You get an air carrier, we get an air operating certificate from the UK CAA, Civil Aviation Authority. They get on a wet list basis, when then they provide the crew, and then they provide then they do all the maintenance, and then they do the insurance, and then charge you per flight.
Right.
Yeah. So then the cable start up. And then I can tell people, Charlene, and say, if they're able to do that, there's no cause for concern because that flight day, you get clearance from UK CAA. Now UK don't come out Europe, but you also get clearance from European Air Services Agency. Because before Cambridge, you get for fly over European airspace.
Right.
So then they're not a problem. Right? But what happens? If you start now, you can extend to the Easter period. After the Easter period, is there enough passenger in the market for sustain that airline day? And if they say 3 flights a week, it's a challenge.
It is. From a business point of view.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, I mean, I say it is from a business point of view, it is, because you don't get the passenger fulfill that schedule day.
Okay, let give a similar example for let people understand. I just come out Gambia, right? Gambia experience, now top way to them get their own plane. But it's not economical because Gambia, the tourist season is now from the peak season are from now, November to April. So what you can do, then contract out that service day to a Polish airline, yeah, Enter Air, and also to a UK-based airline, when a Titan Airways. So in other words, if you buy ticket from them, now through them plane, then they fly. So what that means, they know so they will make enough money during the peak season. Then after the peak season, they go quiet. And sustainability, let's take the other country, like Guinea. Guinea got a lot of business people. And the CFA is very strong. So the Guineans travel a lot. You know, they are business people. That's why you get Emirates, they go Guinea.
Right.
You get Air France. And they connect at the French countries, them of Belgium, which is French speaking, and Paris. So they get volume. So that makes them they're able to maintain their flight. But we already look at a salon, the average Sierra Leonean cannot afford to fly. And even if you afford to fly, when you apply for British visa, from statistics, 90% of the people, they give them visa. So even if you get 100% load factor where you go, you will do well, forget 50% return load. So that is my concern about this whole thing.
So before T-Boy come in, you don't be air traffic controller for a long time, and so you understand the space. But then we don't see this T-Way surface based on, I don't know whether it was bad publicity or they just did not handle it well, floating pictures of this flight Air Sierra Leone, where they paint nicely and put out without giving proper narrative, say this not just for the regional, but we'll get other carriers the way we get for use for the international flights. And now this record can surface about this same XeJet, say this particular flight or this particular plane, now one way we don't get issue, whether technical or we don't crash or whatever it is, and it's a 20-year-old carrier, now 91 for being kind of salon for we. What's your take on that? If you want to help.
Okay, if I want to help, right now, I did some research.
Okay.
And in Nigeria, just like you get the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority,
right,
when I did the regulator, then when you get any accident, you get the Nigerian Safety Investigation Board. So now the Nigerian Safety Investigation Board, now they investigate. Because when they investigate air accident, the first way they do, each plane gets a black box.
Right.
We, the air traffic controller, say, we say get a black box. So the first way the investigation and they do, then they try to find out what's going to be the communication between the air traffic controller and the pilot. Then I have to check if there was human error. The next way they get for do, they go do toxicology test for make sure say the pilot them free of alcohol. Normally, what you can say 24 hours between bottle and throttle, which means if you're not a pilot, within 24 hours, you know for drink.
Right.
So they'll check now. Then when they do the testing of the plane, now 4 main testing they do. Then they do what they call non-destructive testing. Then for the fuselage, when at the frame of the plane. They get for check if you get any cracks, any structural damage, just like when they check for structural damage at the buildings.
Yeah.
They get for check the engines. They get for check the wings. Then the instrument panel. Because instrument panel and avionics. When they don't do all that, according to international civil aviation requirements, the Nigerian Safety Investigation Board for send a report to International Civil Aviation Organization for say that plane day is fit to fly. Yeah. So the edge of the plane not to the problem.
Right.
Now the maintenance record, because even the people that they insure, then self get people that are technical people, when they do the inspection for say, because insurance is risk.
Yeah, it's liability and risk. So.
It's liability. So you get, when you look at now, the Nigeria National Safety Investigation Board do the investigation, give them clearance, say, well, this plane is not get any serious damage. Then they get for now apply to the CAA for air operating certificate. Because when you get accident, your air operating certificate is cancelled.
Okay.
Yeah, because the air operating certificate, now in the show say, one, you plane fit for flight, you technical crew, like pilots too, they don't fly the number of hours.
Right.
And then certify for fly that plane day. Your safety training, things to do with evacuation and all that, you get all that in place. So until you put all that in place, then you will get an air operating certificate. Then we in a salon now will get a Directorate of Flight Safety. We will get for verify, then checks and they will then do in accordance with laid down procedures by the International Civil Aviation Organization. So that's how it works. If we are satisfied that the job with the Nigerians then do, in not get safety challenge, then there's no way, according to air services agreement, because you see with air traffic, let me make one point where this Air Sierra Leone people for understand. Why in Air Sierra Leone? Because when they sign air traffic agreement, we get what we call bilateral agreement.
Okay.
Where Sierra Leone will sign with Nigeria. Nigeria will identify plane that we register in Nigeria like Air Peace, where they allow for operating in Sierra Leone. So similarly, if this Air Sierra Leone, everything go through, he will now benefit from with bilateral air services agreement from all the countries in the Western, in the ECOWAS region. That is the technicality behind it getting that name. But it got nothing to do with government. Because the government, I didn't nominate which carrier. Like when I was in England here, I worked in the parliament. We looked at the bilateral services agreement between America and Britain, which is a hot potato. If you notice, Britain get two carriers when they go to America. We have Virgin and British Airways.
Right.
Then America get United and Delta.
Right.
Yes, but when they get an agreement, the British company, when they fly into, say you go into New York, if you want to continue, you're not going to take passenger from New York, go to other part. These are part of the agreements then we get. So that bilateral services agreement is critical. So now, Air Sierra Leone, when everything go, it will be the nominated carrier for Sierra Leone for explore all them bilateral air services agreement we don't sign, both within the region and elsewhere. So that's the technicality behind it.
Thank you so much. This has been very helpful. But Miguel, ask another question again. Yeah. So with everything that happened, they did a timeline, say they will get enforced, flights either from UK to Sierra Leone or Sierra Leone to. Do you think, based on what's happening now, that is feasible for able to operate by December 2nd or 4th? I can't remember what the date is.
Well, if they don't sign the wet lease agreement, right, that is not a problem. Just like when you go charter plane.
Okay.
Yeah. If you sign the wet lease agreement, the onus is on the people that they provide the plane for get all the clearance from the UK.
Okay.
If they don't satisfy, say they're getting clearance from UK, they can fly. But the problem now is they're starting in a bad footing because just like I identified, not get proper websites, communication is lacking. By the way, the man may say anybody in a salon post you are PKM. Although I don't retire now, apart from being an aviation man, I'm also a marketing man. I think the marketing and PR leaves a lot to be desired. And while I do a program on liberty last morning, I say, now, I don't give it a challenge. Say they ought to come to the Sierra Leone populace, and come openly with a statement addressing these issues. They not just get for left and to government. Government don't address them in terms of regulatory part. And I don't get no cause for doubt. Because the people that with flight safety, I can tell you one of the guys that we are name withheld, is a pilot of over 20 years experience. Now we don't fly in own plane and everything. So we get a technical man But one thing again, where they talk we for no. Sierra Leone at this moment not get the mandate for issue air operating certificate. Because now we get for issue air operating certificate for the regional flight. Now make sure they not touch the regional flight. That's the technicality. And then say, this is not a test case. Because they want to do them, now till January, and they say, the European airspace will go check for do due diligence for see if we're able to give air operating certificate. Now make sure the flight from London, in airport operating certificate, they come from UKCAA, not Salon. But for now, it is on record. I get a video. The director of civil aviation, Chef Tucker, we are not authorized to issue air operating certificate. So if the plane register in Nigeria, they can get an air operating certificate. But not in Salon. Yeah. Now make sure that Nigerian registration, you get 5N.
Right.
Salon registration, now 9L, 9 Lima. 9 hour registration. So if the plane will get 9 Lima, that means it is registered in Sierra Leone. But if you get a Nigerian registration, not a Sierra Leone registration, it use.
So if a plane registered in Sierra Leone is still able to operate in Nigeria, is still able to operate in Salon?
Oh yes, because we get bilateral air services agreement with Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we get, because already Airpeace registered in Nigeria. Right. Then they operate in Salon. Okay. Like Sky registered in Togo. Okay. Then they operate in Salon. Kenya Airways registered in Nairobi. Then they operate in Salon. So air service agreements are reciprocity. When you sign the agreement, you the country, each country they name the carrier with the benefit from that agreement.
Okay. Thank you so much. Tibo, over to you. I see the smile boku. We need to hear you, Tibo, if you talk.
Tibo, you know, it?
Yeah, they're afraid now.
No, I like your voice.
Yeah. Tibo, still hearing you. Sorry. All right. Whilst Tibo gets ready. So, what till you go tell the Salon people are like the potential customers, because people want to support, but they just don't have the confidence. Because we open the line, the first thing when somebody asks, if something happen with me baggage, me booking, who's how they go? Who are they call? Who's how they go?
Well, for instance now, like, let's take the London flight.
Right.
Because now wet lease agreement, the carrier way they use is one we get air operating certificate in the UK. Then in turn, we'll get an agreement with passenger handling company.
Okay.
Yeah, so that passenger handling company, they nine go day na Gatwick.
Okay.
And then suppose for provider number day for customers then. So if there's anything with missing baggage and everything, either then give them the number directly, or then set up a customer service person in the UK, when I go link them with the baggage handlers. But they're supposed to provide that as part of their service. Okay. It is part of the International Air Transport Association agreement, because now IATA now responsible for aircraft operation, the airline operators. Then ICAO now responsible for the one the way they fly.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, Tibo, over to you.
Yes, I'm back. Thank you very much. Mr. Victor, thank you very much for your time. I believe you don't give you enough knowledge this evening. I know say you don't retire, but if at all Sierra Leone Aviation Authority decide for request your consultation, will you be available? Because you have so much knowledge where I feel to say you can't just let it go, even though you don't retire, because you're very useful within the Aviation Authority Society in Sierra Leone. So is there any possibility of you consulting with the kind of knowledge where you don't get? Because I believe, you could be very useful. As we are all Sierra Leoneans, we want the best. That is why I think, this now something where you don't do, where you learn, where you sabi, and you're still passionate about time. Is there any possibility?
Well, I like for coach people. I mean, I'm always like forget the record. The man where now they run the airline, Emmanuel Ezra, if you listen to what he said this airline a wall you. He said anybody will get experience in the aviation industry, welcome for help him. If you reach out to me, I will help him. As you know, I don't do boku pro bono work in a salon, although one of them born me much, and I know that they work fine. but that I mean to say I know actually go give services back to the country.
So now, as much as we raise this concern, say the flight is not possibly safe based on the research we yourself don't do on the possibility of the flights where we don't get accidents before in Nigeria, where they don't nicely decorate and put out there for fly. What would be your advice to Sierra Leoneans who are possibly curious to maybe use this flight for commode salon for going to different parts of the world?
Well, to date, I can say, let's not put the cat before the horse. Number one, the regional flights, they not announce the schedule yet. Right? And two, if the regional flight they operate, not through Sierra Leone, they operate, because now Sierra Leone is based. And until that they come, because I get that from another source, not confirmed, that when some people in different investigation, the people in Nigeria say, the representation of Freetown say that plane they were involved might not be the one where they use for the West Africa operation. Because in West Africa operation, they say they get one Embraer 145 where they take 50 passengers, then they get two Boeing 737. So when they're ready for operate, the directors of air safety in Sierra Leone get to do all the due diligence in collaboration with the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority before then go say, okay, this airline can operate. Because normally, as I say, when I've been a comment, XeJet not get a history of operating neither regionally or transcontinentally. I would have expected, say, that we forget another partner we get experience in regional operation for help them with that. Because XeJet not ever operate outside Nigeria, and they not ever operate scheduled service. Now charter service and they operate. That is my own concern as a professional.
And that's my concern as well, because I make as if they're not able to operate from Nigeria to other side. So that means they're not getting experience everything. How comes they're able for come? I don't say business people, they look at loopholes and other things, but that was my question. As part of the due diligence, before you go into then kind of agreement and then with people and government putting itself forward as a face, because government, actually the whole government put themselves as a face on this one for solve a problem. We'll look for say an existing problem, but it's part of experience, not part of the due diligence you're supposed to do for something this big. Because if something go wrong, we're talking about all the fine thing now. If something go wrong, what happens?
No, what I go say, the key challenge, the litmus test, is that we have to know who that they issue them air operating certificate for operate in West Africa.
Okay.
Is it going to be the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority or the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority? So if now the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority, they give an air operating certificate, where according to the Director General, you can go on their page, did it say, then they try for common a blacklist, they want to use this as a pilot. For say, well, they can't check them back in January for see if they're capable for give air operating certificates. Now, so they say, anybody can check out. You understand? So that is a big question mark. Because if not Salon they give the air operating certificate, then we as citizens need to ask all these questions and we need to raise these concerns. That's what I will say. But I can tell with people and categorically, the flight to London, I don't have any problem with it. Because this is not the first time it's happening. And as I said, Mark Phillips used to do it. You can charter a flight, and I get for no self say, from other investigations, I get for no say the pilots them now from Cameroon and Italy and Spain, for the Boeing 737 MAX. But the crew, what you mean the the one that we call trolley dollies, they already starting at the plane, they're Sierra Leoneans. So they are not a problem with.
But people in their problem with the Kasana leave. They never ask who say they go for Kasana leave.
Mr. Victor, we still got somebody where they ask the question, is the flight safe to fly? Either to the UK or the internal one where the flights operators and they try to tell people and say it could be effective anytime soon. Is it a safe flight overall?
For the UK operation, right, if they tell me who that they provide the service, which we can check, anybody can check it. You go to UKCC, Civil Aviation Authority. If that operator gets an air operating certificate from UK Civil Aviation Authority, I would say categorically it is safe. That I talk about the London leg.
Okay.
But for the regional leg, now make sure I ask the question, see, the challenge is, who is giving the air operating certificate? Is it Sierra Leone or is it Nigeria? Until we know that, we cannot determine the safety. Because the air operating certificates include the aircraft, the record, the crew, the training, the maintenance, the insurance. If all I need, because once you register, if it's, let's say for instance, if you register in Nigeria, you can able to go, because it's a requirement under ICAO rules, International Civil Aviation, you can able to search the plane without registration. It will tell you everything about the plane. Whether it's covered for insurance, I mean, how many times, because maintenance, normally they do every 100 hours. So until that happens, I cannot categorically say the regional flight is safe or is not.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor. I think for me, I just want to clarify to the viewers and way they work, because they're very much concerned, especially when they come towards the peak period of Christmas season where everybody wants to fly in and out of Sierra Leone. So thank you very much, sir.
So thank you again. We go hopefully monitor as things they go on closer to the December terms until we'll do another program. If we don't see now, say they're actually ready for operations, then we will come again and can discuss, and so we'll learn from your knowledge again. And I know say you said we don't do more research because you're not experts in the field. Thank you.
Yeah, we will possibly get themselves for come on the platform so that they will get for a talk to the viewers themselves. Because like you highlight,
what you say to compatriot Sierra Leonean, if I get all the details of who that they provide a service from London and it's verifiable and it's actually approved by the Civil Aviation Authority of the UK, me sir will go inside that plane day.
Thank you very much. So if you get that information, they reach out to we can do a program on that. So at least let people, because what makes it easy for we all.
Get that, I will make sure say I make it available for a lot of people they know. But yes, I think so I don't do too much work for them.
I know. Thank you so much.
They need to give some consultation fee.
Which you don't can talk to them no more. So if not no more,
exactly.
Then go talk. Like by now, people don't queue. Therefore, they get people and are waiting that line. We want tickets for even for January or Easter or Independence April 10th. But they're not being cut to the right person.
Well, me don't challenge them. Say them for come out with a public statement. I wait for them to respond to that challenge.
All right, cool. Thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor.
All
right.
Well, Famulem. You see, this is the beauty about XeJet Media and how they go inside the Republic. It's a platform for everyone. We say African stories told by Africans. We know they monopolize the platform. If you have something meaningful to contribute or share or even challenge, you can let us know. Mr. Victor they contribute, they follow the program, and they agree for come share your expertise with me. We don't get a lot of things clear now today, and we don't get a lot more questions for us. So T-Boy, what's your take based on Mr. Victor in contribution?
The questions they no answer, and like I say, the reason why, because again, the doubts where some of we be they get in terms of everything else surrounding the aviation authority in Sierra Leone has been made clear with somebody who gets vast knowledge going back from the 70s to date. But what I can always say, now the fact say, we do a lot of lift services instead of actually saying the right thing the way people are supposed to know.
Right.
Because all the information when Mr. Victor don't can tell you so today, I think these people have all this knowledge possibly, they're just sitting on it. And they give you what thing we want for you. You say, okay, now so they happen, now so they happen. So then they twist things around and cover the gaps and then flash people and with the surface of things that we then fit to say, then go be happy with. Because for like you paint the plane, you spray them, it look glamorously new. You forget about all the other practical issues the way you fit to say you could be faced with when you start for use the flight itself. But gone are the days, like what you say, for like we see them and again react the same scenes them again over and over because we haven't done it before, we refuse to do it, and then we now talking about it. So before it happened, like we raise all the concern. But if they realize, say, concerns have been raised and then they took the risk for make people then board the flights and then fly in and out of Sierra Leone where they don't go through the right measures, then I think they will be held accountable. But like Mr. Victor said, they wait for a public report or public response from them because now then they run the airline. So they should be able to come and speak to the people of Sierra Leone because now the people of Sierra Leone get for Biden tickets. Right. So you have no right to talk to government only because not government officials are going to be buying the ticket to fly in out of Sierra Leone only. Now the people away, they buy the ticket and are the important people. And so come out and make a statement to them, make them understand exactly what are the issues that you're faced with. Like Mr. Victor said, the director making publicly, they need Sierra Leoneans to come on board and help. This is not salon man business. Okay, fine. Have you consulted the right people?
That was my question.
But knowing Sierra Leone, they will block people like Mr. Victor because of his knowledge, and he will put things straight, and they might not like it. So basically, they will rather go somewhere else and get some flash on the table or flash on the pan information when they go just can't use for take and paint the brighter wall for like everybody seeing say this is what it is, and it is not really what the reality is. So the questions that we are asking have been answered not by the operators, but by somebody we know vastly about the Aviation Authority Society in Sierra Leone. So basically, these are the questions we need answers from the operators, not from an expert. We don't retire. We still get knowledge more than the one way they operate the fleets they right now after alone. So it's very shameful. But like I said earlier on, Sierra Leone have capable Sierra Leoneans that can deliver. But we always they approach the wrong individuals them for do the right job. We have expertise, knowledgeable ones, we sit down at this part of the diaspora, we need to tap into. Because you only need a phone call. I mean, he has been engaging, researching, and doing stuff, but he still haven't been given a phone call, for God's sake. That phone call is not going to kill anybody. It's even going to help your business to grow from what it is to the next level. Possibly with a piece of change where sometimes Mr. Victor not go even one self just because he want for making a meaningful contribution, but somebody go block down the because he want for it all thing. How much is that going to benefit you as an individual?
As an asset, they will see him as a threat.
Exactly. And, so I don't really understand how would you go. But if you'd ask me, Juma, we still have a long way to go.
Oh, we do.
The possibility of flights alone for takeoff on the 2nd or the 4th of December is likely unlikely.
Right. And he mentioned three things then for me. One, where I think say now they didn't make them blunder because they not come out openly, be honest with the people for say, you know what? With the operator, but not get we own plane and charter with the charter plane. Let people know that.
Yeah.
And let me make me decision now or my choice for say yes, I go with this. No, I know they go with that. At least tell people say now this. Now buy, no buy. You understand? But you not come out to tell you now you can't throw away picture now we are with plain the way you paint. We not reach because when yesterday you asked me, say, almost sit a plane this. As you said, go check. Not to so because me don't say check. That come out how far outside they say they go. I don't say no go reach. You know, if I go reach, they go make more stop na road or let reach there. So then not for we don't pull them pictures, then they for attract people like eye. Or if they
the picture I mean for endorsements.
Correct. So then but then you for be put and say this now we potential or now this could be with regional carriers then. This now will operate within the West African region, you know, force. But the other big plane then they come. So they don't create anticipation. But you don't do that, you just can't throw away this. Now people they ask questions, I don't go, they don't tell me more, they don't know set much. Yeah. Because from where Sylvia and other people then begin throw questions and concerns over the safety issue, right? Mm-hmm. We know they're talking at it. And secondly, why do you have to wait for let somebody go dig that up and bring and come out now you get for defense? Why? Because now confidence now people they don't begin to say, this year say you see Yusuf in first statement. Yusuf say before they go inside, they let all the government people learn, they get the business, let it all load inside, then they fly, go and come.
So then now your insurance policy then they
still go still taking air Morocco, no for say them go left in bag there, now in bag they left there. But
so Yusuf's statement is better to lose the baggage than your life.
Of course, based on the picture where they see.
Yeah. True.
You know, so now you don't create doubt. So now you don't double your work for can build for allay the fears of customers and build their confidence again, even before you begin sell your product. Now you get for defend, which is dangerous because you decided not to be forward with a simple thing for say, hang on, not clarify. We get plain the whole the chat away now the big one then, you know, make a big one. Where they come out by color England for car big plane now something like that Airbus sells the plane
yeah but Juma you know even for highlights that self because where Kevin McPhillips will they do in agents business na saloon in them not about the plane there
exactly no but what are they say because
they
don't put Air Sierra Leone. Kevin McPhillips not been getting Air Sierra Leone. He been getting your own label where be the work with.
That
right?
They say. Yeah. Right.
So that will be not saying a private possible because you don't name up Air Sierra Leone and you get certain people in the government we try for sneak them in like for saying that the government they can't get their own flights. Then I can't find out and that's how the people begin ask questions say how this they operate? Now somebody was saying a Nigerian man who ain't get them. That don't cause.
No, you see again, if that government individual they be one for take credit, I think he did it. He or she might have done it the wrong way because from the onset, it was declared publicly that this is not a government-owned project. It is supported, yes, by government, but it's a private entity. But it carry the flag of Fly Sierra Leone. So with that alone, I don't think there's any government individual for go take credit say, oh, now the government don't come for camp.
It's the other way around. That way they hold the press conference, now they demand can become questions they begin ask. When questions they begin ask, now that time they now they bring can the owner. Initially, they begin project like a government thing. Now they own, they don't do that. That was what they did. So I mean like how they go China with them can and say they count the train that they can begin operate November 29, and 1 year this time they cancel. They do not see the train ahead. Then I be the cheap.
Gambia.
Well, exactly. Them boats they will be carrying not so ferry, they can't fly. They say that the Turkish ferry then and don't come. So you see, you know, fine for lie.
No, but the transport industry has a London struggle for decades. And I believe say within the past 5 years, we have seen not much at all of any improvements in the transport industry. The aviation industry don't drop drastically because the price don't go up. You get for pay this kind tax, pay that kind tax. I had a friend who came back from Freetown the other day, not to Sierra Leone, no. He said, oh, T-boy, I will not go back to your country. I'm like, why? He married a Sierra Leonean girl, and he's from Kenya. And he had to take like 4 of his kids. 4. He said, we have to spend up to 300 pounds. I'm like, for what? Oh, you don't know that you pay taxes? No, then one way.
Okay.
He got for pay down, he paid down, he come back. He said that was almost all our pocket money. Yeah. I'm not going to go back there that soon. But guess what? He still wants to go and leave because he's thinking of moving to Sierra Leone with his family. But the fact say he thinks say he get for go back there with his family of 3 or 4, he get for pay that tax the way he no feel to save for pay. And you pay for picking all. Can you imagine that? So
I basically just tax is not that 300 pounds there.
No, it's more than that. It's more than that.
300 pounds now for tax, not to flight. Because you say you get for pay.
Not to flight at the talk. I said tax alone where it pay. Okay. Then at the airport tax, so not to tax for the ticket or no. Then I just the airport tax. Because they talk about how drastically the aviation industry don't put up prices on so many things the way they affect customers there. So you can't even afford, okay, you can afford to travel with a family of 3 or 4 to Sierra Leone, but you get for think and say, you get for put down a minimum of 500 pounds or 600 pounds, then for just on airport tax.
Yeah.
That they alone don't do for shopping for you picking for the rest of the holiday. So can you imagine you did travel? It's not going to be the same anymore. No, and then you can't get something now where they can make it even more difficult. You think, say, hey, well, hold on a sec. What's in the insurance policy for, say, if I travel with these flights, after flight, it will end up in one ditch na Ghana, for example, I will have my money back and insurance will pay me X amount of money for damages or something. You don't even know. Okay, now we don't know, say, the license or the clearance for commodity from the Salon Aviation Authority or Nigeria. Whoever gives that license, who are you going to be holding accountable for some of the things that will go wrong? You buy tickets, you don't fly the right day, your flight is cancelled, you never forget you connecting flights from, okay, not direct, but you never forget you fly directly from Sierra Leone for CAM, for example, London. Okay, let's say you have a chartered flight. If you don't go through the aviation authorities in London, they don't give you clearance, say yes, you can operate with bilateral relationship, fine, no problem. But you can't end up for buy tickets. Then the agency will responsible for sell you the ticket able for flight. I remember a couple of years ago, people were struggling to return or go back to Sierra Leone or have their holiday in Sierra Leone because of activity.
Not say people. Almost say we get for buying new tickets.
Definitely. No, but again, it hurts because my sister suffer from that. Some of my friends suffer for that. No, I mean, I dupe them, dupe me, or me different. And that will be the last. It's not going to ever happen again. But I've not been Femi in fault. But let's bring Femi in, man. Femi, come and say hello to VS for the first time after 6 months of going away.
Femi not ready.
He not ready, but he might the work. Let it come on, man. Put the man on. Like he can say hello to Vias. He hasn't been around for a while. They say 3 musketeers. Then you see now 2 no more. At least Mr. Victor don't can help with this event. He don't complete the stagger. Femi, come online and say hello. If you 1,500 per mic now they work, use that 50 point on. You go work. Put the mic on, man. Like you come on and say hello to Vias. You cannot escape this today. And now you make me palaver for this program. You forget, Anyway, viewers, I want you guys to welcome Femi. And Femi, the guru behind the gurus. But basically, he's been working very hard over the past couple of months. And today, he's coming live on air to say hello.
Yeah.
It's your concern to you guys. Because sometimes, now they're not the first passenger for flights to
But Air Sierra Leone.
Yes, you. Juma, introduce me properly because I'm not introduced. I'm fine.
No, Femi, welcome. We're happy to get you back. The last 2 programs, then we expect you, but we know say it's been challenging. So just carry up much quick before they round up, because it's time for round up shortly. But one for your opinion on this, because flying business they affect we all, and Another thing where Mr. Victor talk about is about sustainability.
Yep.
How you come introduce this to people. Then let's say after a year today, you're able to function again. Then sometimes people then get pending issues. Then like how they say, some man backdoor loss, some man they wait for refund. Who said they will get their money back?
Well, say some man not booking tickets for now for go there. Decide for come back in March next year.
Then
the ticket flight not again for come back March.
I know they for Kai again and not the update. What happens? Friend me over.
Hi Juma, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Loud
and clear. Welcome.
Keep on mic in the walk.
T-boy, do you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you loud and clear for me.
You sure, eh? Famulon, are they hearing me? I don't know if Famulon they hearing me, so.
Then they hear you.
You sure about that, Juma?
Yes. Yeah.
So Femi, you don't buy tickets?
It's not your problem. You see this guy, huh? So in 2004, I travel go salon and I mean get for fly. Actually, I buy aircraft hovercraft tickets na Gatwick, and I mean Kevin McPhillips travel. I've been travel with so which Gatwick.
Wait. Explain it in a overcraft.
Yes,
overcraft, that balloon in the
blue. Let me explain it now overcraft.
So okay, so I left London. So I reached the airport. Then sell me the overcraft tickets. The overcraft are that boat with the waka. As T-boy say, panta balloon, if you can call it that. Yeah. So for cross for Lunge for go. I don't buy me tickets. I think it was £20 at the time. And I've been returned, if I remember right, or I've been £20 each way, something like that. Where I reach Freetown now, my cousin was supposed for go meet me. Now Lunge decide say no in the wait na Freetown, but he tell in company and say made them put me na the helicopter for go. So I mean get some delay inside the airport, so I cannot do. Try for find me cousin and then identify the person who come for me. Eventually he tell me say don't too late for me I go the overcraft because I try for insist. So they go with the overcraft. He tell me say no go the helicopter. Your cousin don't tell you say they wait for you over the road by a 5-minute journey. Anyway, reluctantly I said okay, I'll go. It was the longest 5 minutes of my life. I hadn't been in Sierra Leone for 13 years, or for almost 14 years. And God don't bring me me home. I don't land with the plane safe and sound. Then I take me 2 foot. I go put me safe in that helicopter there. T-boy Juma, when I walked towards the helicopter, I see the pilots and they. You know where person don't drink, where with man don't drink, because they're fair skin, then cheeks then don't red. The guys looked like they were not totally in control of what they were doing. Then team up wants the helicopter, they open for we go inside. The windows, if you can call a window, not the wind up.
Window not there, man.
So I sat there, guys. I did feel the breeze. I did smell the ocean. It was the longest 5 minutes. We will land na Freetown and kneel down na ground. I kiss the ground. I tell Papa God thank you. And I swear to me, say I will never do that to myself ever again. And I think say right now from what we don't see about this plane, this is what is going to happen. We pray say disaster not come. Eventually, even if people and decide to then go jump at them plane here, so the hearts go in at the mouth throughout the journey.
Did it break? Family, sorry.
I see you. I tell you, say me mic no good. You hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a Yusufu, I go look for make sure say the owners them and all the government officials them then fly na the plane before me save the set foot there.
All right. Well, thank you for that submission there. We're not going to fault you at all. They say forceful na full. Just like how Mr. Victor say, the owners, the operators, and all the people concerned all Sierra Leoneans explanation. The need for come out and talk to the people honestly and clarify some of these either misconceptions, suspicions, and doubts where people don't get at their mind. If we don't reach here, I think we don't do justice for today's program. Hopefully, we will get this conversation again, and we're happy for Mr. Victor for joining me. For kind of much more by the next couple of weeks, we don't get additional information. We will for put things into proper perspective. I want to let people understand this. We want Air Sierra Leone to operate successfully, efficiently, and in a safe way for every Sierra Leonean, because let travel will be easy for we all, less expensive for we all. But at the same time, we not go just like how T-Boy say, we not go we not go lead us into temptation.
But not
deliver ourselves
from evil.
So we get for deliver ourselves from the evil before we lead ourselves into temptation. So now, so me go end me on side, T-Boy, over to you.
But that is the kingdom.
But that is the kingdom. Amen. Tell people you last word for the program.
I want to thank you very much to Mr. Victor in the first place for taking his time on a busy schedule. We will not even make he get too much notice. We take him on an impromptu, and he was willing to come online and join us and discuss this aviation issue. We have to say it's a concern, but many Sierra Leoneans I'm not too sure of how they begin to talk about them. And also, I want to say thank you to viewers on YouTube. They seems to be back online as usual. And also thanks to viewers on Facebook. I mean, we've been away for so long, and you guys have realized that we are catching up, and we are catching up very rapidly, and you guys are catching up rapidly as well alongside us. So without you now, we won't be able to sit down here and talk about some of the issues they are so, because I give you the platform for me to before share with ideas and talk about talk. Because again, sometimes people say, "Na boku talk na de pambo," but I think some of boku talk they don't make so much difference in the lives of so many people. I mean, today's program has given us a lot of knowledge in terms of what the aviation authority should be thinking of or possibly doing in Sierra Leone that they're not doing. So basically, there are Sierra Leoneans out there who have the potential, they have the ability, they have the skills, they have the knowledge. I'm not saying come to us. It doesn't have to be us. But tap into the industry that you belong to in Sierra Leone. There will be somebody in the diaspora that will give you that support. Even somebody in Sierra Leone, we still have retired individuals that have worked for decades in Sierra Leone that have vast experience in some of these industries, but they've been looked over and bringing in people that are not capable to deliver or to do the jobs properly. So we could not fail for go back to the roots of where we're coming from. Look, not fail for go back to people who fit say, "Oh, we don't get knowledge. We don't get vast experience and knowledge for able to impact the lives of young Sierra Leoneans." Them, it's good to have the young, but it's also good to have the old and experience, because without experience, your young knowledge will not take you anywhere. So look at the examples of what they happen at the diaspora and other parts of the world. They have younger people who are coming in to take up the jobs that are capable for young people to deliver, but they also have experienced people behind the scene who gives them the enthusiasm, the endurance, the zeal, the courage, and the expertise for me to be able to go through the right process and deliver to the people there. So the Aviation Authority in Sierra Leone has a mandate, and that mandate is to come out and talk to the people of Sierra Leone and tell them exactly what it is with Fly Sierra Leone, why it is still not yet taking off. According to what they don't say, the regional flight them for don't start. According to what they don't say, the first flight to UK for start on the 2nd of December, and we only have 2 weeks down the road for that. And in March, they get the flight, they're ready to take off for go to the United States of America. Is there any possibility of that to happen? We don't know. And today we'll ask so many questions. Are we still looking at the same flights? We get our accidents, we ditch na some swamp inside Nigeria. At the same flights, we then paint, then spray, find one. We then just put a picture out for say the flights will be up and running soon. If it is the same flight, please let's do our checks properly and make sure that all the mechanical and engineering fault has been looked at, so we don't get disaster in the waiting as we pose the question, is this a reality or it isn't? Is this really happening or it is not happening? What will you do if at all, touch wood, God forbid, anything happens a couple of weeks down the line? We expect people in for commercial loan for Cannes, London, and the return flights from London, they come on London, they go Sierra Leone with families on board. We possibly don't work so hard for go and get some good time with their family members, friends, and then hope that never happens. It will not be something that we should sit back and think of. So let's think properly before we put some of them things also to the public domain. Let's think properly before we start to make vigorous sort of adverts and commercials. Then they tell people and the wrong thing, but the right thing is happening underneath. We will know. Let's think properly and know how we sell things them to Sierra Leoneans them. Because if we sell a bad product to your fellow Sierra Leonean, that product will come back and bite you. It doesn't matter if it come back directly to haunt you, but it will come back at some point. And you will feel the pinch of that bad product there. So look, will not be that spiteful, that evil, that vicious. For me, we will make money under the devices of things they will know for say, not the work. It is a total bad business practice. And nobody wants to get involved in that. So we hope, say, you will be very cautious and you're looking forward to the season as it is hopefully going to be unfold officially within the next couple of weeks as we enter into the Christmas and December period. So stay tuned and continue for like with page and follow us. And don't forget to share the programs for those that haven't been able to watch it today. From myself, until next week, have a good weekend to come. Today is Wednesday. You only have a couple of days to go to have a lovely weekend. Over to you, Juma.
All right, thank you so much. Then say if you add oni nutu fole is sweet na fole boku. Tibo don't talk everything, so I don't want to add again because this only will last week next week. I just want to say thank you again and encourage you all for subscribe to channels and platforms and continue for following. We'll try our level best to be here as often as possible, but I hope so yourself understand that since after COVID we don't go back to the normal lives then, so we have to balance that with the conversation on this platform. So we'll try our level best to be here as frequently as possible. But if we not see we understand, say it's for good reason. Okay? And thank you everyone. And hopefully we'll see you again next week, with another edition of How They Go Inside the Republic. Possibly. Tibarala into this one tell today discuss next week.
Yes, you can go ahead and do that.
So, when I know say politics rule we life, whichever way you let come or not. We talk about aviation now. We not talk about government. So if you not mix from politics they mix by you or will mix you by force. And the political cycle don't start. Okay, we get one video we'll get for play or the end the program, right? Femi? Yeah, we'll get one video we'll play. And a controversial voice, obviously. Sylvia Blyden, we all know. Insai been doing small research where I think say now actually starts this conversation. So get for give credit to them. We make more questions than they ask. Now we demand more answers and clarity. So play a video where you do about this same Air Sierra Leone. We will end the program. But for next week, they can't discuss politics and tribalism or tribalism and politics. Tiboy, what's not the topic?
It's tribalism and politics.
Tribalism and politics. As soon as I know, Salon a country, we get different ethnic groups, and politics is part of our lives. But we want to discuss tribalism and politics, and tribalism in politics, and tribalism around politics, and whether a good thing for we or a bad thing, and what we can do for make let tribalism not affect with politics, and we will affect the country as a whole. So that would be one of our conversations next week. Until then, I'm gonna stay tight for the video and say good night to all and stay blessed wherever you are. Good night.
The government was very honest, the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority, for confess and confirm. Me fellow Sierra Leoneans, this is Dr. Sylvia Olainka Blyden, and today is Monday, November 11th, 2024. Last night, they released photographs of the proposed plane with the Air Sierra Leone plane, and I'm going to do some investigations into this proposed plane, and I release my findings as a patriotic citizen na social media na ya. But the findings not mean pleasant at all, and a huge concern, huge cause for worry. I not do them out of any malice. I do them because, as some of you are going to know, I don't survive plane crash na Lunge Airport. Plane crash with me in August 2004. I survived plane crash. And I think God saved my life now for a purpose. And one of the purpose now for make sure say at all times I work for my people them. I speak for my people them with courage. Because God don't show me say I can save your life from plane crash. I can save your life from so many other things them. So the role where you get for plane at this world, and for make sure say you do it correct with courage. So that I do last night. There was no malice there. Now, when they launched this Air Sierra Leone, the CEO tell we say the plane where they get for use, that video where they talk am, he said the plane not 2 years yet. He said the plane not 2 years yet. A brand new plane. So what we don't believe say yes, a brand new plane. So when I see this Air Sierra Leone yesterday, when I run my investigation, I find out say a 20 years old plane. Now them paint. Then secondly, when I do further investigations onto the registration of the plane, I can find out say this plane me don't crash. Not mean the kind of language where some people in the use but runway excursion. No, now crash the plane crash and call it crash landing. So then sound even the crash alarm where the plane crash. So it come up from the sky, it land, it do it in a crash landing. Crash landing it come on at the runway, it go na poto. Now, me on concern is that this plane now plane when they run between Abuja and Lagos. It not me get problem for run between Abuja and Lagos. When it crash na Lagos, it come out Abuja, it fly can Lagos, it crash. They not use that again in Nigeria. They say for can use them for Sierra Leone. But now they may get problem. So the government don't talk to it today. They say, no, no worry. They say the plane they don't care go South Africa, they don't go fix and fine. They don't go paint her. And don't go paint and fine, green, white, and blue. They say, oh, no worry, they don't test everything, the plane okay, and they're ready for user. But this plane when they run between Abuja and Lagos, now they don't want to for run between Abuja and Lagos again. Now this plane na salon if for the run come out. And there I get small concern. But what I'm glad for, the government was very honest, the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority, for confess and confirm, say there was an incident with this plane. Now, one of my closest friends inside the British government, now the current Minister of Aviation and Maritime and security, transportation security. Now one of me, in fact, I can call him my brother, say, now the minister. And me no say that particular Monday, that minister there in England, when I'm my brother, no when not they allow 20-year-old plane, like that one they don't crash. They don't go fix in South Africa, paint and back fine. No when not they my brother they allow that plane there for fly go inside England. That they are sure now on that. As I'm a white gentleman, but I'm my brother. There is no way it will allow that plane there for fly go inside England. It's not possible. This morning, the Air Sierra Leone people they call me. They say they want to meet me. They want to talk to me. They want me for. They want to engage me. So I tell them, say no, it's not possible because how this thing not go so now. I don't want compromise if I can't meet you now. So then first stay. Say they want meet, but I balance them. I not agree meet there, and I want them for don't say I refuse for meet you now, not because now malice make I do the revelations. I refuse for me to now because I just want the correct thing to be done. I don't need for me to now for me to do the correct thing. I believe say I might able get another plane will go better than this one. And if that is the case, I will come back and tell the people then say that rotten plane when we don't crash, when they say then can go to South Africa for go fix up. Not showing the fly again with salon flag for going to England. And whether that plane there, then really the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority go want for fly from Sierra Leone. Oh, na blackout don't be so. Oh yeah. You know, I know saying a blackout. Let's just round up because I don't know when lights come on. My generator get problem. So let me just round up inside the darkness. Basically, I don't know if the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority actually plan for make that plane day where they not use in Nigeria anymore. That plane where they fly from Abuja to Lagos and Lagos to Abuja. Now they want for use for fly out of Sierra Leone. 20-year-old plane, over 20 years old plane. So I don't know, something like that plane day they want for use for the West Africa route. I don't know. But if that is the case, then we need some honesty, and we will also need the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Transportation for really look into this particular issue. Because as I said in days in AYV, for the democracy for work, the Parliament for work. We can't left the executive only to themselves. The Parliament for do oversight. So on that note today, inside the blackout, because I don't know if the light to come on, make a round up for now, and let God bless you all. Amen.